Now when you actually do apply some sort of filler or putty to cover up a hole, whether it's a screw hole or a no hole, what you basically want to do is you want to leave more filler on the actual hole than just rubbing it off flush. So I'll show you here. If I just scrape that off completely flush, what's actually going to happen is it's going to shrink overnight. Now if you think about it, anything with water or moisture in it, it's going to have a high moisture content. When that moisture dries, it's got to go somewhere, so it's going to shrink. So what we want to do, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you actually want to leave a little bit of excess on top of the hole. That means when it does shrink and we go to sand it the next day, it'll still be above the hole, so we'll get that nice flush finish. In saying that, you don't want to leave too much on there either, because then you're just going to have a long time, you're going to have a harder time sanding. Cool, that literally took like 5 minutes. So I'm going to leave that to dry overnight. I applied it just with a steel scraper, a bit of timber or something just to scrape it on, and that went on really well. So what I've actually done is I did a wall yesterday over here. I did a couple walls. So these ones should be ready to go for sanding and paint today. Hopefully they're dry because it is very cold here at the moment. So let's see if we can give that a bit of a sand and see if we can get some paint on the wall today. All right, got the little orbital sander here. I'm gonna whip over these little fillings here. Hopefully they come down pretty good. It's quite loud, so I'll chuck my earmuffs on and we'll give it a crack. As you can see, that's come down pretty good. Okay, all you want to do is just take it off till it's completely smooth. If you spend too much time on it, what you're going to do is you're going to create like a bit of a divot. You're actually going to be able to feel it. I can't feel anything here. That's quite nice. So that's all we're looking for, just that. That's 3/4 of the wall done. If I was to do it again, a bit of a learning curve, I think I went on a bit too heavy with the gap filler. I think if I just went on a little bit lighter, it would have been a lot easier. I was expecting it to be probably like 2 to 3 seconds of sanding per hole, but in some spots it was taking like 20 to 30 seconds, so it took far too long. At least I've only gap filled 3 walls at the moment, so when I go to do my other ones, I'll go on a lot thinner, and that should be easier. If you're ever painting a wall, take these things off. I could not tell you how many times I've been to houses and I've seen people leave these on and they've tried to cut in around this plate here. Just take it off. Cut in as close as you can. If you get a little bit of paint on this, who cares? Because we push that back over at the end and it looks beautiful. All right, next step. I'm gonna tape up the concrete just a little bit. Don't really want to get a bunch of paint on the concrete. It is a workshop, so I don't really care, but it'll still nice to do it properly. Right, it's time for paint. Now, it's a shed. Does anyone really care how nice it looks? Probably not. So I got this stuff. It's actually called fence paint, so it's not even for walls. This is from my father-in-law, I got this for free. I'd recommend just using anything you've got laying around. This is probably gonna be a base coat for a couple walls, and then I might go get some actual better paint for the top coat. All right, cutting in's done. Let's paint. So, just pick up a pack of these, real cheap, like $7 for 3 of those rollers. $6 for a tray, super cheap. Got an old roller here that I'll throw in. And most importantly, I don't know where I've put it. I've got a long stick, let me go grab it. Okay, I found it. Get one of these sticks. This is a 1.8 meter pole. Throw it on the back of your roller. Use one of these. Don't get up and down the ladder 100 times. This should reach right from the top to the bottom. First coat done, pretty happy with it. As you can see, kind of still looks a bit see-through, but it's only the first coat. Hopefully by the second or third coat, it's nice and white. But let's take a step back, just have a look at it. Sort of already brightens up the room a little bit, which I'm happy with. Finally finished all the walls. Very, very happy with how they turned out. As you can see, the finish is just amazing. It's really, really nice. I've actually started putting little signs up of where I sort of want things to go in the workshop, which is a really exciting step that says thicknesser, if you can't read my crappy handwriting. But we're getting there.